Tufano, 10 Catherine Street. First, I'd like to send my condolences to Mrs. Chanley. In your first 70 days, it's been appalling what some disgusting community members have tried to do to you and your name, simply for taking this role. 4 of my 5 kids have gone through the middle school, and largely in part because you were the principal there, they had a great experience.
Thank you.
And I thank you for that, and I thank you for your professionalism and for not screaming at the top of your lungs for what some, like I said, disgusting people in this community put you through in your name. Secondly, I'd like to thank the board for again addressing, excuse me, for addressing the not getting your information off of social media, and to come to the district website and get the proper information for any questions that people have. I don't understand why social media has such fake information on it, unreliable information. I mean, after all, we have a seasoned Facebook reporter right in the front row every meeting, and I don't understand how things get mixed up. But thank you for addressing that. It's very important. Now, on to my last question. It's pretty much a 2-part question. Does anybody have any numbers? I'm not looking for exact numbers of how many ethics complaints were filed in this district in the last 3 years.
How many were filed?
Yes.
I don't know the exact number. I would guess probably maybe 8 to 10.
8 to 10. Do we have an approximate number of how much that cost the district?
I do not off the top of my head. Mr. Gorski, would you happen to
Not
know?
off the top of my head. There's a
Rough numbers, rough numbers.
Well,
Not looking for exact.
The district's responsible for the first $5,000 for each one, and then the insurance company picks up the rest, but sometimes they're settled before the $5,000, so it's impossible to answer you accurately.
Well, maybe the board attorney might know.
I don't, because I've only been here for one of those 3 years, but if we assume that 8 is a fair number, and given Mr. Gorski's representation, I think it's fair to assume that the number is in the $30,000 to $40,000 range during that 3-year period.
Out of those ethics complaints filed, how many of them have actually had a violation of ethics? Do we have an answer to that?
In the last 3 years, 3 to 4 years?
Yeah, how many of those were found to be ethics violations? Actual ethics violations?
In the last, probably in the last 5 years that I know of, I do not believe any board members had violated ethics. There was one ethics complaint that was found affirmative that had violated ethics.
And what disciplinary actions took place for that ethics violation?
To date, I don't believe any.
0. So this district has spent thousands of dollars on what I will call frivolous ethics complaints, and the one complaint that did go through, no disciplinary action was taken, correct?
From what I understand, correct.
Okay. The point of this whole thing is we talk a lot about wasted money. I feel that there are a lot of ethics complaints that are written about this district that are personal. They're personal vendettas. And that is costing the taxpayers of this town thousands of dollars. Thousands. And large in part of personal vendettas. I would like to stress that people who have personal vendettas are costing taxpayers thousands of dollars, and they should get a hobby. Maybe volunteer some time, get your stress out doing a different thing, maybe go to the gym, because I'm tired of paying my tax money to people's frivolous bull. And it needs to change. It really does. And the fake news that goes on Facebook is really disgusting. Again, personal vendettas, suing people for free speech. It's disgusting, and it needs to stop.